Bonjour! So we're back in TWINBROOK. It's going to be another renovation. This one, nobody asked for it. But yeah, that's a lot that kind of, well, it caught my eye when I was doing this one, the train center. I kept looking across the street to these lots. I was wondering if it were two lots or just the one. And it's just the one because I don't see a gap in between. Yeah, it's just the one, and I'd like to tackle this one because I already have a preconceived idea about it. So let's check it out first in Edit Town. TWINBROOK Storage Corporation Warehouse. So Storage Corporation Warehouse. So I need a warehouse somewhere. Okay, so, because I already have an idea of what I'd like to have there. But I need to see if it goes with the name, and because this is going to be a rabbit hole building, so I'll remove it. But let's have a closer look and I'll see what I can do. Taking a good picture could be challenging there because it's quite a big lot, so to have every corner in the frame, we'll see. So what mostly caught my eye was this area over there, and when I saw it at first, oh, it's empty. Yeah, I was expecting that it would be empty. But at first, since I was doing the train center over there, I was thinking that because of the parking lot, maybe it was also a transit center, a bus center, like where the SIMS could take the bus to go out of town. That's what I had in mind. So I'm thinking of having that here, but I'm not sure how I can. Yeah, so the rabbit hole building has a different name than the one that is on lot description. So it's a shipping company. Ooh, I think I'm going to go with that. Warehouse shipping company. I might do two lots in one. Is it the same as, I think the rabbit hole building, it's quite similar to the one in Sunset Valley that I've done before, but it's not the same because there was something on the top, like a sign, an old sign on the Sunset Valley one. Also, it was smaller. wasn't that big, but it's very similar to the one in Sunset Valley. So I'm not going to recreate it because I already did it. I don't know why it should be a derelict building because so it's supposed to be a shipping company. So, Yama Corp. Yeah, I'm going to go so at that area over there, be the bus station, and then this area over there where, do I keep the trees? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure I'm going to keep the fence. Or do I? I'm a bit confused as to why is there that half enclosed area over there. I mean, it's not closed off completely. Yeah, that's because it's very open here. So that's why I thought it was two different lots at first, and they look quite separate. It works for what I want to do. So here is going to be the bus station, and I'm going to try and keep the footprint the same, since there is a building there, but there is nothing inside, so nothing to keep there. And for that area, I'll do a warehouse because we need a warehouse. So a warehouse and maybe containers, like shipping containers. Oh, and you know what? So I'm going to use a rabbit hole route, and criminal business could be inside the containers. It could be like different areas inside the container, so it's a bit not a maze, but a bit like that. The same idea. You have to go through that container to go to access that area. So it could be fun. Like it's disguised as a shipping company, and at the same time it's not. So yeah, from the original build, I'm going to keep the warehouse. Was it warehouses? No, it's just warehouse. Okay, so I'm going to have one warehouse there for storage and shipping containers, and the other half of the lot is going to be the transit center. It's going to be operational since this one is not anymore. Am I missing anything? So that's the original lot and my plans for it. Let's see what we can do there. First, the transit center. So the idea here was to have, well, a transit center, operational ones where I imagine like coach buses could be stationed, and where the idea was to have a spot where the Sims could depart from or arrive to when they're moving in or out of town. So where tourists could be. So I try not to change the footprint of the building, and so I used the platform tool to have it a bit higher. But for the top, for the rooftop, I did add a couple of floors, like 3 levels and a small one, so that I could build up a bit the architecture of the building itself. And at first I had 2 clock towers, but it was a bit too much. So I instead of made a bigger one in the middle a bit later, but the same, I built it the same way, so with using different items like columns, arches, fence, and extra. So the idea was like to have a big clock tower, so that that's something that is a bit more station-like to me, so that's why I did that. Okay, so where was I? A transit center. So the idea was to have an area where the Sims about to depart could be, could gather and to depart town, and also the new arrivals, like tourists, for instance. So in my game, even though I'm not playing TWINBROOK, but the lot in my game is a base camp, because that's where the tourists arrive. And I actually playtested it with that label, with that lot assignment, and it worked very well. I had quite a bunch of tourists gathering there, even though there is not much to do in that area of the lot. So it's a very big lot, 64 in length, and then it's narrower. I think it's something like 25 the width. But yeah, that corner, it's mostly the station and the car park, the parking lot here, where there is possibility of adding a bus, a coach there, or I think there are some decorative ones. There might even be a few operational ones that can be added there. So I've put the long parking spot for the fire truck, and so there can be buses there instead. And then there are quite a few seating areas. Oh yeah, I've left a building like a hard brick. They're not hard bricks. Okay, what I mean is there is an enclosed space where I've put 2 bathrooms, well, toilets, and so there are doors there. And when the Sims arrived, when I was playtesting the lot, they all gathered around those doors, so it was a bit crowded there. There was a bit of a traffic jam, if I go with the theme here, and yeah, so not much to do. I've added a couple of vending machines, so there are benches so they can rest on them, and what else? Yeah, vending machines. Oh, I've put it's going to be at the end of the video, but I've added since it's a base camp, there is the adventure board, the big pin board where you can check for adventures. So yeah, I'll have it at, there is a part where I do that at the end of the video, because that lot, well, base camps, they cannot be exported that way. So when I exported the lot, I had to change the lot assignment, and so it's not going to be, you're not going to have the notice board nor the trash can. So that's I had to make, I think I have it as a visitors load lot, as the downloadable version, but in my game it's a base camp, and it's pretty fun to play that way. Well, I've just play tested the lot. It was pretty fun to do, but yeah, yeah, that was the idea for the transit center, to have it as base camp. So then the warehouse area. So this one I came with a few surprises. So the first I tried to do to delineate the area with the fence, and then I built a small warehouse. And then when I was testing the lot, surprise, I had to do that. There is smoke coming out of the lot, so two all clouds, but they're there, so they're in the world. I cannot remove them down. It's not because of a fog emitter, so I had to incorporate them some way into the lot. So I built two chimneys that are not going to be as cool as the one next door on the rabbit hole building next door, but yeah, I did my best without CC, so I had to have them quite high so that they reached the smoke, the clouds, the fumes, the haze. So mostly that meant a change in plans, because I had to incorporate those big chimneys into the lot, and they were taking the place. Well, one of them mostly. Well, one of them was just smack dab where I thought the entrance to the lot would be, where the trucks would come over, and then the other one was where I had I wanted to have containers too, so I still went with the idea of containers, but then I was like, why are these chimneys there? So where is the fireplace? Where is the basement? You know, it's the, what do you call that? Rattan duct or something, where, you know, for the, not the air conditioning per se, but as a way to have a link to the surface, I guess. So yeah, I went with those ideas. So one of the chimneys here has a fireplace, and one from what's the name? Outdoor living, and the other one I put stairs there, and then I went and did a basement. So the basement's going to be a bit later, but that's where the criminal lair per se is. And then I worked on the containers, so I reworked that area so that I had a few of them I could use for the idea of having what might be stolen goods there, and mix that up with activities. So you'll see I'll tackle that a bit later. So first I did adjust the lot so that it could fit more the new idea, new plan, and I adjusted the warehouse, because at first I wanted to have the squarey shape a bit of the original build there, but then I gave up on it because it didn't go well with what I had envisioned for the roof. Wanted a curved one, so yeah, so that's something I I changed there, and then I work a bit more on the new features of the lot, like the chimneys, but also on the fence, on the parking lot itself. I added a food truck in, well, the parking space for the food truck on the lot, so that there is more to do for tourists. So I'm actually thinking of maybe I'll do a hotel or another base camp, because I'm not, or a resort. I don't know. It's a town, TWINBROOK, where I can easily imagine having being quite the touristic attraction, and so why not a resort? But yeah, I don't really like the resort assignment, because there is too much with it. Like, you have to have a swimming pool, you have to, and also it's not a hotel, it's a resort. And I've actually never been to one, I think. I'm more, my family, we traveled a lot when I was younger, and yeah, we were staying at the hotel, you know what I mean? We were visiting the area, so I don't know if it's very specific type of hotels that are resorts, so I'm not sure I'm going to go with that. I don't even know if I'm going to do, well, I do know I'm going to do more lots in TWINBROOK, because I have an idea for another one because of this one. So here I'm furnishing the inside the container, so the idea was to have so one container as one type of goods, and this one is the top one. It might be the one where you're like, okay, these are stolen items for sure. And yeah, I tried to have activities so at least one per container, so something fun to do that. And yeah, so first I didn't want to do much more than that on that lot, but then since that were the chimneys, changed my mind and added a whole basement. And so in that basement is going to be the criminal lair, and where the rabbit hole rug is. And I have another idea for other not so legal activities where they could be in that one town, because TWINBROOK came with lots from ambitions that are not going to be included in other towns. So I'm going to do, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do at least another one soon here, another renovation, and link it somewhat to the criminal career. So here for the layer, I went a bit overboard with the movie stuff back. So if you don't want it, it can be, since everything is in the basement, you can like delete everything and remove the basement from the lot. But yeah, I wanted something very different from what I had done in Sunset Valley for the big the criminal hideout, and so I went with something more classy, certainly a bit tacky, and so did something a bit more modern and super villain oriented there. I did not add a cell, but there is possibility for one or two. There is a small kitchen and a toilet downstairs in the basement, and some sort of training area with the training dummies, and also a few sports equipment above, and also adding the adventure board that's not going to be on the lot because it's couldn't export the base camp as it was. So a lot overview with the two different areas. So we're going to do the transit center first. Well, there are two here, bathrooms, one here and one here, and sitting areas a bit everywhere where they can also sleep. There are two sleeping bags, you know, in case, because again, I'm playing it as a base camp. The vending machines here, there are two of them, and the adventure board. Then the food truck should park here sometimes, and then next to it the warehouse area with the warehouse itself, which is not really, I actually went more with the getaway car part. You know, one of the jobs is that in the criminal career for those very fast cars. So there are three accesses to the basement where there is the real criminal lair. Yeah. So the circular staircase is there. There is a ladder here and another one here. And then here, first part with the firewalk bit, two training dummies, the toilet, the maybe something else. And then there is a small kitchen here, and the main room is there, with the criminal rabbit hole rug, a few items and activities to do. There is chessboards, etc., and then access to the containers there. So the containers, there is another access here. So here, what's to do? There is I've hidden it a bit, but there is a dartboard here, and when they're throwing darts, it goes onto the painting I've put above in front of the dartboard. There is a bed here and also a bookcase. And then upstairs there is the karaoke machine, an arcade game, and the golfing object. And then on the top floor there is the sarcophagus, and then the snake charming basket. So all of these are, usable. I have playtested them, and while playtesting, I was done with the lot, but then I saw that I'd forgotten to add items because it's called llama corp, and there are quite a few objects with llama representations. With the different objects I've used from the movie stuff pack, there were llama stencils on some of the objects there, and here it looks a bit goofy, but I wanted to have a note to the name here too, so that's why I used these here a bit everywhere. They're not going to be visible here because I did that afterwards. But here we go. That's it for that lot, and yeah, it works with the smoke. I'm happy with that. Even though those chimneys look a bit weird. But yeah, that's it for that lot. Next renovation should be a house elsewhere. And then since I'm trying to alternate residential lot and community lot when I'm doing a makeover, I might come back to TWINBROOK after doing a residential lot, because there is another lot in town I'm interested in. I'm in the mood for it. But that will be for a next video. I'll see you then. À bientôt!